I was like, I gotta watch this movie for the podcast. Let's pay attention. First 5 minutes, I see Kevin Hart as a whatever kickboxing or personal trainer or something. I'm like, okay. He said something stupid. I'm like, all right, it's time to start drinking.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I know the ending. I just remembered.
I found the bottom of my Suntory bottle.
Yeah. What?
Suntory whiskey. It's Japanese whiskey.
Oh,
I
gotcha.
found the bottom of the bottle. You fucking pleb.
Yeah, you come from the land down under.
Man from Toronto was not it. Welcome back to the Real Talk podcast, everybody.
Yo, no cap.
Yo, stop the cap, bro. Man from Toronto was not it. If this is your first time watching our channel,
Oh my god.
we like to talk about movies, and this is a
Yeah.
movie that we do not want to talk about.
God damn it.
We scripted it. We didn't think it was going to be this bad. I actually wanted to watch this
You know,
during a New Year's
Josh,
episode.
I was just fucking with you. I loved it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It was the worst fucking piece of shit I've ever watched this
Including
year.
Home Team?
This year? Actually, yeah, it's actually worse than Home Team. It's worse than Home Team.
Because if you remember from our quick takes,
Holy
if you're a long time
fuck.
viewer, he pitched that to me, told me not to watch it, so I didn't watch it.
Oh.
Now, if this is your first time watching our channel, welcome to the Real Talk podcast. If you enjoyed the video,
Yeah.
leave a like, smash that subscribe button, leave a comment, check out our Instagram for funnier clips, and if you want to support us, check out our Patreon. Man from Toronto was not it.
Man from Toronto. Okay, so I saw this pretty
this-
late in the day.
So that's last night.
I saw this on Netflix.
I was intoxicated.
Yeah, I wish I was. I wish I was. I watched it. I was like, hey, there's some shots that are from Toronto. That's cool.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So
That is literally all I can say positive.
if you were here to watched our New Year's Eve spectacular
Yeah.
episode, we were basically talking about our top 10 movies that we're looking forward to this for 2022.
Yeah.
On my list was, I don't know if I can't remember if it
You
was on
did
your
not
list.
put it on that list. You did not put Man from Toronto
Are you
on your
sure?
list.
I
There's
thought I
no
did.
way.
I'm pretty sure I did. If I go back in my notes, carry the podcast for me while
Gary
I'm
the
for
podcast.
this.
Okay, so the review of for me for the Man from Toronto is it's dog shit. It's not funny. I didn't laugh once. I thought the performances were terrible. I thought Kevin Hart and Woody Harrelson's chemistry was non-existent. I thought that the story was so bland and so predictable that you could see it from a mile away. It was an hour and 40 minutes, and it felt like 4.5 hours. It was directed by Patrick Hughes, who did The Hitman's Bodyguard, Hitman's Bodyguard's Wife, and Expendables 3, the worst fucking Expendables film. It was dog shit. It was terrible. It was just awful. Even though I know someone who worked on the film, I'm sorry, man. I know you were in a part of the writing, directing team, but this film is terrible. It's fucking dog shit. I'm sorry. It's terrible. Are you still typing, Josh?
I'm looking for it.
You're looking for it.
Okay, whatever. I can't find. I have.
That's my-
I have
that's
like
my rant.
500 notes on my laptop.
Yeah.
Like over half of them I just work out.
Fair
log-
enough.
logs.
Fair enough. I have enough ammo to talk more shit about this.
But I
movie.
was looking forward to this initially when we
Okay.
did that episode, and we were like, dude, we should compile a list and make that the episode. We're gonna get so many views. We're gonna be trending. I'll do that
Hey,
now.
better luck next time. You know
Better
what
luck
they say?
next time, my son. Yo, bro, stop the cap. When we were talking about it, I was going through movies, and I compiled the list, and I can't remember if it was on the list or not, but I remember being like, oh, I think this might be fun. And then I looked at the cast, and I was like, Kevin Hart. I like Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson,
Fantastic
he can,
actor.
He can be in good movies and he can be in bad movies. It's all about how they use him as the character.
Okay. Yes, that is how characters are done.
My brain kind of paused because of how fucking terrible this movie was.
Yeah. Well, Woody Harrelson was. So the movie was.
He wasn't good in it.
The movie was a movie.
The movie. Are you sure?
Fucking waste of 112 minutes of my life.
Are you sure it was a movie? Because parts of it, I felt like this was not even close.
Is this really going to be half an hour of us shitting on this movie?
What is there to talk about? This is literally everything I hate about movies nowadays, where it's so predictable. I've seen this story so many times, and the climax for this film is, oh my god! Like, I can't even process this stupid fucking climax. So what was it? Kevin Hart. He's like, oh my god, my girlfriend or my wife, my fiance. Okay, my wife, she knows the truth. Oh my gosh! And I see a message. She's gonna go go to her mom's house, but I need to see her. And then hijinks ensue. What is it? One of the bad guys runs over Kevin Hart because haha funny. He gets run over, and Woody Harrelson's like, I actually have a heart. I'm gonna help you, Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Because you are Kevin Hart, and you have a heart. I wish it was.
This movie
it's
for
just,
me was on the same level as Red Notice.
Oh,
You remember that movie?
Shit, are you serious?
Yeah, because I don't know, I got the same vibe because it's like, oh, A-list actors, funny actor, let's put them in an action comedy movie because movie. And I was just like, okay. And then after the first 10 minutes is when I decided to start doing certain things.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what climax you're talking about.
Hey, do you want to hear? Do you want to know something, Josh?
Yeah.
I watched this film. I slept 2 times during it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What time do you watch it at?
Midnight.
How do you fall asleep 2 times? I would just sleep.
No. I
What is your
wook up. I woke up and was like, huh? And then I saw it. I was like, oh, they're still talking.
I fell asleep last night till a review of Kenobi. Yeah.
No, okay. So here's what I remember from the film.
Yeah.
This is what did you say the runtime was?
112 minutes.
Yeah, it did not feel like that. It felt like 4.5 hours. It felt like 5 hours. It felt like 20 hours. It felt like the whole day.
Felt like 127 hours.
A much better film I'd rather watch.
I'm
than
trying to
this.
lighten Nevis's mood.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
You're trying. But with this film, so it starts off with Kevin Hart hilariously recording himself doing these workout plans, and it's
I honestly, I was like, oh, okay, because personal trainer. This is my gym outfit. I'm going to the gym when you guys leave, and I'm just like, oh,
Could you
fitness.
relate to Kevin Hart in that regard?
Fucking no. What the fuck?
I was wondering, like, I don't.
What kind of question is that?
Well, you said, "Oh, can you personal trainer?" and
That's
stuff.
the same reason I like Pain and Gain because I'm like, oh, personal trainer. Me. Oh my God, he's just like me.
But Pain and Gain, I feel like Pain and Gain is a much better film.
Oh
than,
yeah,
than
it's,
this.
it's actually a good movie,
Right?
In my opinion.
Well, yeah. We'll talk about Pain and Gain in an episode because there's actually something positive to talk about with that.
Fucking
film.
hell, let's just talk about Pain and Gain.
I want to watch it again. I want to refresh my head.
When was the
with
last time you
that.
saw Pain and Gain?
Like 5 years ago, man.
Really?
Yeah, no. It's
I
been
watched
a while.
Pain and Gain like 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
I was just bored. I was like, what should I watch on Netflix? Pain and Gain.
I'll definitely keep note of that for a future episode ideas.
It's I actually remember because I was just looking at the poster because I had the Wikipedia open.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but I feel like they tried to make they're like Kevin Hart. We don't have Dwayne Johnson. Let's try to make Woody Harrelson look as much like Dwayne Johnson as possible. Shave your head, Woody.
Yeah, I mean Woody Harrelson is usually bald in his movies now. I don't know. This role doesn't seem like something he would be like. You know what I mean? Like I could definitely see Dwayne Johnson in this.
Yeah,
but they got
100%.
Woody Harrelson, which he's a good comedic actor.
Yeah.
He's got so much
He's
range.
got yeah.
But like, what is this?
Range can't save a shitty script, in my opinion.
No,
No actor,
because
no
the directing and
no
the
s-
vision have to
yeah.
be relied on as
no
well.
director, no actor, no nothing can save a shitty script, in my opinion. Just look at the Star Wars prequels; those scripts were god awful.
Yeah.
That's why the
I-
only good thing that came out of them was memes and Obi-Wan.
Hell,
Ewan McGregor.
you know what? At least those scripts, they had structure that
Yeah.
wasn't the same shit. You could say they're uniquely bad. You can't say that about The Man from Toronto.
Damn.
The Man from Toronto, I've seen this film so many fucking times. It's so bad.
Oh. I was like, how many times did you watch it? I thought you couldn't sit through
no,
it.
like you know how there's films with the typical
Yeah, yeah,
story?
yeah.
It's like that. It's such a cookie cutter like
Central Intelligence vibes. Did you watch that?
I did. It's much better than this.
Yes.
It, way
and
better.
Central Intelligence is not even that good.
No, it isn't. It's pretty boring
Do
at
you rem-
times, but
I don't know if you remember, but during the promotional campaign for Central Intelligence, I think it was 2016. We were in grade 11.
yeah.
And Dwayne Johnson released an app for
No, he
an alarm clock where he sings to you in the morning. He's like, "Good morning, sunshine. Open your eyes up. Get your candy ass out of bed."
Okay, that's
and I
pretty
woke
funny.
up pretty much every day in grade 11. Whenever you saw me, I woke up to that.
Okay,
Get your candy ass out of bed.
that's what I mean. Like, I feel like Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart and like those types of stars, they're running out of steam fast when it comes to quality.
Very fast.
Holy
I don't,
shit,
and it's
man.
weird because maybe I'm just not searching the right things, but I don't see enough people talking about the fact that I feel like Kevin Hart's just in too much shit.
Not only that, but like it's more like he's in too much shit. I remember like 2014, even a film like Ride Along.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good film at all.
Right along, then there was Get Hard.
Yeah,
And I don't know, I'm tired
it
of seeing
seems
Kevin
like
Hart.
It felt like since 2014, Kevin Hart has just always tried to be like that comedian that's in big movies. Like I think
Yeah.
in one interview he was like, I want to be like the next Eddie Murphy. I'm like, well, first off, Eddie Murphy started out in really good fucking movies
not
right off
off
the
to a
bat.
good start,
You
my
are
friend.
not. Like the best film in your catalog is Jumanji.
Oh my god, that's true.
It is. Like
That is
what name
very
name a
true.
film better than the Jumanji sequels. Let's be real.
Yeah,
Right?
it's-
Jumanji.
Night School.
Shut up.
Did you watch that?
No.
Night School was so bad.
Night School was bad.
Oh my god.
It's Kevin Hart's posters in those films. He's like, he's confused. He's like,
Fucking
wait.
bad.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is like a parody of like
Amateur
those.
fucking.
Yeah, man.
It's like we were talking about this the other day. Like those old school posters.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, like if there's like ever a plot where it centers around like a man and his wife, and they're always getting into fights, and the poster's always the two of them with their backs to each
Yeah.
other, crossed
Oh.
arms. Oh, she's too clean for me, and he's
Yeah.
too sloppy. This is our movie, how we fall in love again.
The poster for The Man from Toronto is, terrible.
It's Woody
It is
Harrelson
terrible.
holding, looking
In
Kevin,
an orange backdrop
Kevin's just
with
like-
Kevin Hart. He's like scared, and they're like facing each other, and it's like because Woody Harrelson's the tough guy that takes no shit from nobody.
Mm. Yep.
And Kevin Hart is the scared short guy because
Again.
he's relying on that since 2010.
Yeah.
It's like, my goodness, there's nothing.
Hot take.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't think Kevin Hart's that funny.
I feel like Kevin Hart had his funniness in the early 2010s.
I still disagree.
You think?
I've watched all of his specials because I don't really watch a ton of stand up. I just really resort to just Bill Burr and sometimes Russell Peters.
Yeah.
And I don't know. My brothers and I were just talking, and they're like, "Oh, did you see the new Dave Chappelle show?" And I'm like, "Oh, I watched it." And they're like, "Oh, Kevin Hart, yada yada." And I'm just like, I've never seen a Kevin Hart special before. And they're like, "Bro, you gotta watch I'm a Big Little Man." And I'm like, "Okay."
Man, how old was that one?
I can't remember.
Because I feel like Kevin Hart's career, I would say late 2000s, early 2010s, around that time is when Kevin Hart just felt like a comedian. He wasn't a great comedian.
Yeah.
But I would say I could laugh at some of his jokes. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's pretty creative,
Yeah, it's
and
just-
it wasn't until I don't know what year it was. I think it was Right Along because that movie made money. That was
They
when
made a
people.
sequel.
Yeah, exactly. That's when people were like, "Oh shit, we got to put this guy in everything because
Yeah.
he's a short, funny black guy." Ha ha ha!
And everybody likes him.
Everybody loves him because he's like yells, "Ah!" That's what he does.
Here's how I'm gonna summarize Kevin Hart.
Go for it.
He's higher profile King Batch.
Yeah.
He's like King
Yeah.
Batch is just discount Kevin Hart.
Yeah, but that
He's-
backflip though.
Oh my god.
What the dog doing?
Hey, what the dog doing?
I feel like Kevin Hart, if he hit Vine, he would have made tons of money on
Yeah.
that.
But
Actually, yeah, they use compilations from his stand-up in Vines. People would remember that? They would literally record their phones for 7 seconds and be like, "Oh my god, it's Kevin Hart's highlights," and it's just like, oh man, it's like his facial expressions and stuff
yeah,
like that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure he's obviously a funny guy. It's just not for me. And who knows? That might change in the future. Because at first I didn't think Bill Burr was that funny.
I
but
find his more dramatic roles far more interesting.
I don't think I've seen a dramatic role from Kevin Hart.
He
Name one.
did there's a Netflix movie. He was like he was like a single father because his wife passed away.
Mm-hmm.
That was a pretty decent one. Story wasn't great, but I liked his performance in that.
Yeah.
There was another one where he was with Bryan Cranston. The Upside Down, not the Upside Down.
Was that the one where Bryan Cranston was a paraplegic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those movies I feel like Kevin Hart would be better at when it comes to humor,
Mm-hmm.
not the in your face.
Yeah, it's like the phrase "less is more" is so very true in the case of Kevin Hart movies.
Yeah, man, seriously.
Because we need a chance to breathe and take it. It's kind of like the reason I don't love the Guardians of the Galaxy movies is because there are so many jokes, and it's like I don't get a moment until like the very emotional climax of the movie. I don't really
Yeah.
get a lot of moments to like breathe and take in like.
Which is fair.
Because they'll get like deep, and then fucking something. What's his name? Who's the dad? Who played Ego?
Oh, Kurt. No,
Kurt.
Michael Rooker. He's like the father of
Quill.
yeah,
Yeah, and
the
he's
blue
just-
guy.
No. The
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
My bad.
It was
Sorry.
slipping my mind. But yeah, like Kurt Russell has this deep emotional speech, and then he's just like, "All right, I'm gonna go take a whiz." And I'm like, dude, let me just enjoy the dramatic
Yeah.
because I like drama. I like depressing stuff. I like comedy.
I call it the MCU pillow. in terms of like you hit your. It's okay. I call it the
time I had hit
MCU.
it.
I call it the MCU pillow, where it's just like you say this dramatic speech or whatever, and people are like, "What?" And he's like, "That sounded better in my head." Ha 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 ha! Very funny, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Oh,
It's
your
kinda
name's
like-
Doctor Strange. Wow, I didn't know we were using made-up names. My name's Penis Parker. I mean, Peanut Park, whatever.
Oh, but you still can't speak.
Oh man, at least we're laughing at this and not the man from Toronto, huh?
Oh yeah, remember we were talking about that movie? I really don't want to talk about this
Name a
movie.
joke. Name a joke from that film that worked.
No.
Exactly. There isn't any.
This episode's funnier than The Man from Toronto.
Legit.
Don't believe me, just watch.
Don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
You don't need to.
Don't give them money because they will put them in more stuff. We as a society.
Okay, Josh.
Let's just
Okay,
rename
Josh.
the podcast to the anti fucking
The anti-podcast.
anti-Kevin Hart podcast.
Oh, anti-Kevin.
We don't want to see him in more movies. We give him more dramatic roles.
I don't hate Kevin Hart personally. I don't know the guy.
Of course not. We never personally dislike any of
This
the people
guy
we
is
talk about.
making boatloads of money.
He's making boatloads of money. He's doing it, making people laugh. You can't disrespect that. That's extremely respectable. I just think he's in too much stuff, and I'm getting tired of it.
It's very odd hearing a comedian like talk about you gotta get the grind, because that's what he's like on social media. It's like you gotta
Yeah.
get that grind, you gotta put in the work, you gotta do. I'm just thinking like if I'm a comedian, like I'd be like Bill Burr, where I'd just be like so laid back, like you know what I mean, like fuck this, man.
Should I do a show?
Do a show?
Nah.
Nah. You know what? I'm just gonna shit on Philadelphia for a second.
Joe,
you know,
you're gonna, oh God,
right?
We don't talk about the Philadelphia incident on the podcast.
I'm sorry, but you know what I mean? It's like laid back
Yeah,
attitude.
yeah.
I don't see Bill Burr like, oh, you got to get that grind.
If Bill Burr was on this podcast, for the entire half an hour that we are filming, he'd just be shitting on that chair.
He'd be, oh yeah, it's like this
Yeah.
is the most uncomfortable chair.
He did that in an interview.
He did. That's why.
But speaking of chair, do you guys like the new setup? This is our second time filming
Yeah.
here because I didn't want to drive down to Brampton to film with you guys.
We drove all the way to Waterloo to do this.
So
it was great.
I don't know. Feedback was abysmal last time because we didn't really get a lot. Because you guys don't freaking comment, please.
Guys, don't freaking comment on our video.
Watch people start commenting now.
Yeah.
Well, it worked.
I'm
Whatever works,
glad that
works.
Turning Red came out this year because at least we have a film that represents Toronto
And
that
I'm-
wasn't total shit.
And I'm glad I watched it because
Yeah.
I was not going to watch it. I saw the first trailer and I was like, this isn't for me.
Oh, yeah.
And then Carrie was like, watch it. And I watched it and I was like, oh, you know what? This is actually pretty good. I thought I was going to
Yeah.
be super annoyed with the characters. There was one character that I fucking hated, but every
Yeah.
other character I was like, mm-hmm.
It's a good
Go
message
get a girl.
too. It's a good message. And
Yeah.
it's fucking refreshing, like seeing a Pixar film like targeted towards, like, what was it? They're like 12-year-old
Yeah,
girls
yeah.
and stuff like that. It's like, hey, that's pretty neat. Instead of just it always being more boy centric, like with Toy Story, like Buzz Lightyear
Yeah,
and Woody.
yeah.
I might be, but still,
That's true. I didn't think of it in that way.
it's refreshing, and it's
Yeah.
also directed by, what was it, a Sheridan alumni?
Really?
Yeah. She
Like you knew her?
no.
Oh.
No, she graduated for but you know what I mean.
But
I want to talk about anything.
the
but
only
Man
good thing
from
about
Toronto.
the only good thing about the Man from Toronto
Jesus,
was the word Toronto. That's why Christian loved it. Did you watch the movie, Chris?
Woody Harrelson and Kevin Hart didn't
No.
pronounce it right.
What?
They didn't pronounce it right.
What did they say?
They said Toronto.
Toronto?
They enunciated the T, the second T, and it's just like what?
It's not. Yeah, it's Toronto.
It's like I'm Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's like, I am not from the Man from Toronto, and it's like toe, motherfucking toe,
My toe, sis.
Toe?
My toe.
my toe, and then Woody Harrelson, the character who lives in Toronto, is like, I am the Man from Toronto.
We.
What did you say? No.
His character is from
His
Toronto.
character is supposed
That's
to be.
what. You know how the movie's called The Man from Toronto?
Yeah, he's the Man from Toronto. Which, by the way, great utilization of Toronto. What? How many like? Okay, if you're thinking of an action comedy, and the title is Man from Toronto, what do you expect?
Honestly, when I heard the title The Man from Toronto, I thought it was gonna be a serious ass film.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, you were duped.
Like The Irishman, not The Godfather, The Man from Toronto. Like those sound like tough guy gangster films.
I read up
And two of them
on
are.
yeah, I read up the genre. It's an action comedy. So when I think that, I'm thinking Man from Toronto. Okay, I'm assuming they're gonna make like jokes about Toronto.
in Canada, eh?
Not a single fucking joke about Canada or Toronto.
And we were joking around off camera before we even saw this movie, like weeks ago when we were filming other episodes. And we were like, yo, imagine if the Man from Toronto opens up with, yo, better look next time, my son. yo, shorty, what you saying, fam? You know?
I'd take that.
Yo, you
I'd
found
take
your
that
bless?
over. I take that those types of jokes over whatever.
Like Woody Harrelson. Imagine Woody Harrelson doing that though.
oh,
I think he could pull it off. I think he could make it funny.
I think so too. I feel like he would.
White
He
man can't jump. That he could pull off humor.
that's what I mean. But it's like they didn't give him that opportunity. They were like, no, you have to play the straight man. You have to be like the
Yeah.
killer, the cold-blooded killer.
And that's fine. He can do that. It's just Kevin Hart and the script kind of ruined the movie.
The only thing that they utilize in Canada is his backstory, which
Yeah.
is so bad. It's like, I'm a tough guy. My grandfather got mauled by a bear in Canada. And I'm like,
You know, that makes me think of.
what?
You know, that makes me think of.
What?
Remember that line? I've never seen the show. I've watched one episode of Riverdale. I've watched one episode of Riverdale, and there's that iconic. I've seen the thing on Instagram where it's like, I dropped out of school at 9 to start pushing drugs to support my nana.
Yeah.
Well, that means you haven't experienced the highs and lows of high school football. Have you not seen that?
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen many clips from Riverdale. I
Look at this
don't
hat.
fit in. Yeah, look at this hat.
It's weird,
isn't
okay?
it?
I'm weird.
I'm weird.
Ugh.
I watched the first season of Riverdale.
I feel weird just saying that.
Yeah, man. It was a fever dream.
First episode I ever watched of Riverdale, and the last episode I ever watched was the musical episode. Yeah, it
I
was
stopped
not-
by that
it
point.
was not a
I
good
stopped by
impression.
that point. Oh
I
my
didn't,
god.
it was not a good first impression, and I refused to watch Riverdale.
You know what?
It's a CW show, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I'll watch a CW over the Man
Hashtag
from
YOLO.
Toronto.
Yeah.
It's my rating for this film.
What?
It's 1 out of 10.
I love this because it brings me back to like when we used to do quick takes,
Quick
and
takes.
every single movie that Nevis had to watch
was below
a
5
shit,
out of
was
10.
a shit show.
Yeah, man.
It's like, oh, this movie was not good. I'd be sitting here, I'd be like, dude, Swan Song, dude,
Yeah.
it was so good. Oh, what was another movie I watched? The Last Duel,
Yeah.
so good. And I was like,
I got
watched
Matrix
Home Team.
Matrix Reloaded?
Resurrections.
Fucking hell, man. I actually didn't remember the title. Matrix Resurrections, I had Home Team.
Yeah.
The hilarious Kevin James movie.
I was gonna say Heart.
There's a lot of Kevins in stand-up comedy. You didn't know.
And what was another movie you did?
I did.
What was a good movie you did during quick takes? Actually,
I didn't do one.
you did. Yeah. So
I didn't
love
do
this.
one.
This is like just an extended quick take of Nevis talking about a movie he hated.
Shit.
This is the best.
I actually didn't, and now we're okay. You know how
This is making me appreciate
you
the
know
movie
how
a lot more.
This season started out with me hating Doctor Strange. I'd rather watch Doctor Strange over this movie, man.
That's a pretty bold statement.
This is the Doctor Strange
bold
is like
strategy.
is like
There goes
is like the
gravity.
Dark Knight compared to and then the Man from Toronto is like dog shit. Like seriously,
Bruh.
Do you remember the climax?
No, I was unconscious.
What was the last thing you saw that you remember from this film?
I don't know. I was unconscious.
How do you not know any of this?
Bro, I was like, I gotta watch this movie for the podcast. Let's pay attention. First 5 minutes, I see Kevin Hart as a whatever kickboxing or personal trainer or something. I'm like, okay. He said something stupid. I'm like, all right, it's time to start drinking.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I know the ending. I just remembered.
I found the bottom of my Centauri bottle.
Yeah. What?
Centauri whiskey. It's Japanese whiskey.
Oh,
I
gotcha.
found the bottom of the bottle. You fucking pleb.
Yeah, you come from the land down under. I'm just
It's
making.
time, now it's time for you to go.
I'm just
home.
making references now, Josh.
Yeah, it's time. It's time for you to go home.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah,
Sorry.
the ending of the fucking movie.
I'm so sorry.
Woo! This is a memorable movie. So it's the
Really?
part where he kills off the bad guy. I
Mm-hmm.
think I think Kevin Hart just drops her in a big container of acid, and she like fries to death.
Cool.
Yeah, and Kevin Hart's like, "Oh my gosh, that's like tempura." And then Woody Harrelson is like, "Yep, that smells." And Kevin Hart's like, "Oh, it smells like gas." And, and then this joke goes on for 5 fucking minutes, and then Woody Harrelson, "You should probably meet up with your wife before she leaves you." And Kevin's like, "Okay, can I take your car?" He's like, "Yeah, one scratch though, and I'll kill you." And I'm like, "Oh, I wonder what's gonna happen." Oh, Kevin Hart just parks it right in front of the fucking train to get to his wife, and he's like, "Oh, I love you so much. Oh, this is very emotional." And then the train just destroys the car. And I think the post-credit scene, because this is a post-credit. This is Marvel.
You
now.
watched it till the end? The end?
No. This
You
was
watched the
just
whole 112
this,
minutes?
This was just the credits, Josh. Shut up. So the scene is like Woody Harrelson changes his ways. He's no longer an assassin. Oh, you're literally cracking your back as.
Sorry.
It's okay.
You guys want to hear?
No. Oh.
I can breathe again.
Okay. Woody Harrelson changes his ways as an assassin and becomes a gourmet chef.
Oh, clearly, of course.
Yeah, and
oh,
then
thank God.
And then yeah.
What Christian does is when we film, we aim for 30 minutes, and when we're 25 minutes in, Christian starts going 5, 4, 3 when it's every minute. He finally put the 5 up. That means this nightmare's almost over. Nevs just need to do it for another 5 minutes. So,
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Let me talk about this stupid ending.
Yeah.
So Woody Harrelson is a gourmet chef, and Kevin Hart's there with his wife. And he's like,
Obviously.
oh, yeah, it's amazing. And then Kevin Hart's like, well, here you go. Here's a check for the down payment. And it's like, oh, wow. I want my car back. And Kevin Hart's like, well, I'll help you and stuff. And then he just strangles him. And that's how the movie ends.
Really?
Yeah, there was no payoff. There was
Did
no
he strangle him to death, or like did he just strangle him for like a funny haha joke?
funny
Oh,
haha joke. It's a funny haha joke.
Oh.
Yeah, and then the joke keeps on going when he's like, "Oh, I'm Kevin Hart. I'm a personal fitness trainer. Well, let's get a caller." And it's Woody Harrelson, and he's like, "That car meant everything to me." And then Kevin Hart's like, "All right, I'm gonna call you later," and he's like, I will find you." So I don't know what the ending is supposed to indicate. Is it just like the running gag of like Woody Harrelson kind of likes Kevin Hart because he saved him, but at the same time hates him because he destroyed his car to the point where he'll just torment him? I don't know what their characters are. I don't know if they completed an arc. I don't know if they had anything. I feel like they didn't have a script at that point,
Yeah.
and they were just bullshitting. And it was like, oh, let's make a funny scene. God, I'm actually frustrated by this movie. This is like one of the dumbest fucking movies I've ever watched, and I'm glad we're almost
We
done
should watch
talking
it on
about
the big
it.
screen now.
No. Oh my God. Like, this is, what year is this? 2022?
Yes.
Yeah, it's my least favorite movie of the year. It's my least favorite.
Let's remember this so that we can talk about it on our season 2022 finale
God, man.
when 2022 is over. You're making me very glad that I didn't watch the movie in its
And I slept through it twice, man. And I couldn't believe.
Considering that I needed alcohol to help me get through this movie, and Nevis needed a couple naps to get through this movie, I think the verdict is this movie wasn't that great. Don't watch it because then they're just going to be like, "Oh, we made money, so we're going to make another one." Don't do it.
It's Netflix, man.
Not at all, boy.
It's Netflix. Watch Turning Red instead. Much better film set in Toronto.
I agree.
Yeah.
So clearly, we don't want to talk about this anymore. Let us know what you thought about it. If you disagree with us, please tell us why you enjoyed this movie, because we really can't find a single thing that we liked about it.
Nope.
Other than the word Toronto, which they butchered as well.
Yep.
If you enjoyed this episode, leave a like, subscribe to our channel.
Yep.
Kind of a sad episode. So if you're new here, if you're new here, we don't always talk about movies like this. We usually like movies, the movies that we watch.
There's,
we put this on
plenty of
'cause
movies that we've enjoyed this year that are far better.
Go watch our Everything Everywhere All at Once review.
Yeah.
That's a solid episode.
Pretty good.
And check out our Instagram, check out our Patreon if you want to support our channel. And with that, we will talk to you guys next time. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.